Hello there, everyone. Welcome back to some more Let's Play Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. In the last episode, we began exploring the temple, having convinced the elders, that one Rataka clan, to allow us entry here after we had saved the scout so captured by the One. We learned that, indeed, the Ratakas had a galaxy-spanning empire at one point in their history. However, a great deal of their technology apparently was intertwined with their use or their ability to use the Force, or somehow was able to access that power themselves, or itself. And when they became immune to the Force, or it seemed as if they had lost the affinity to wield it, they lost a great amount of their power. And they were not a peaceful race originally, or actually throughout their history. Only recently have they had a chance to, I suppose, dwell on why they fell as hard as they did. They conquered any of the races that they came across, and with their superior ability to wield the Force and the technology behind them, no one was able to stand against them. They had what was called the Infinite Empire, but it all crumbled around them, and eventually here on their homeworld, their warring warlords eventually decided to unleash rather powerful weaponry and raise the surface of their own planet. Quite some time elapsed. They crawled out of the caves or wherever it was they had been hiding, and thus what we saw with the One was the remnants of their society and what probably the majority of their race believes in as to their very limited history, and the idea that gods destroyed the surface of the planet rather than their own technology. In any case, they weren't going to let us in here with companions, but Jolie and Juhani showed up and asked to come along, saying that they had visions from the Force, saying that their assistance would be greatly needed in this location. And so far, we haven't really fought anything that's been a match for us. We've been slaughtering everything that we come across. I get the impression that maybe these two companions, I think they're both optional. So if they weren't with us, then we would have had to indeed do this entire area alone. Probably. So I'm glad to have these two. They're making this very, very easy for us. I'm going to quickly save how this came out because I really like this introduction. I'll be right back. Okay, I also took advantage of the fact that I was paused to leave a bunch of garbage in that container. Alright, so we've been slaughtering all the robots and all the Sith that are here in the temple. They have not been able to withstand us at all. Not even a tiny bit so far. That's awesome. We are doing so well. This feels like a trap room to me.
Yes? What?
In any case, we're going to keep clearing out the rest of the Sith in this location. We're looking... Actually, I don't know what we're looking for. Pattern incorrect.
Yes?
Interesting. Oh. Okay. Super interesting. Alright, so let's activate solo mode.
Your wish?
And I'm going to make the assumption that we have to stand our people on very specific... Oh my god! On very specific... spots? Do they turn off after a while?
Yes?
Yeah, I want solo mode
Yes.
on. Holy crap, game! Yes! Effing thank you! Alright. Sorry, I'm getting very frustrated by this. Stop! Jun! Fucking sorry. I'm losing my patience with this. I'm losing my patience with this!
You need?
I need you guys to stop Jun from running back there. Come on. Okay, now stop. So, Jun, you go there.
What is it?
Okay, this is...
Yes?
I don't remember such a frustrating part of the game before. Let's see. So some turn on and off, some do not. Okay, I think I understand what's happening. So we only need one person to do this. And
Your wish?
when we step on one of these squares, the other squares get turned off.
Sure.
So we can probably just use Jun for this. And we probably want to turn them all silver. That must... Oh! Oh, okay, interesting. And that one resets it. Okay. That's a bit awkward, Tim. I get the impression this should be possible for me to do with just Jun and just walking outside. And why don't I do this off screen, everyone? Because I'm going to be really frustrated by this, and you guys probably are too. Give me a few seconds. Alright, everyone. I got it. That didn't take so long. Alright, so let's see what is inside the room. I was expecting a guardian of some sort. But all we have is a Rakata computer. Alright, let's take a look around really quick. This feels like this is probably the room where all the histories are stored. Seeing these little alcoves here on the walls make me think of a database of some sort. So I suspect that's what we're about to interface with. In which case, this computer might be able to tell us how to disable the disruptor field. And also will give us histories of the Rakatas if we care to learn more about them. Let's see what it can tell us. I wasn't expecting a talking computer, but I guess we should have. The Rakatas built the Starforge, and they also built that one device we encountered on Kashyyyk, didn't they? And thus that one drone we also encountered on Tatooine that told us about the builders. So that must have been the Rakatas. You recognize me. I am finding the Rakata's speech to be lacking more than 5 possible different phrases. I wish they added more of them here. Alright, so it recognizes me, but as with the device on Kashyyyk, it also can tell that I am different. Actually, Kashyyyk didn't even recognize me, right? It needed to match my thought patterns with what Revan had programmed it with. Your database. I'm looking for genetic data on the Rakata. The elders would like this information. It might help them figure out how their race could become force sensitive again. Do you know anything about the star maps?
Tonghay wam chichi yumalitha ag inko tu. Tolpata bongwalia gando denara chocho, takunjostak miki grabber mogo. Kachicho ita haudonga. Tolpata bongwalia gando denago chocho.
But I used the star maps to find this place.
Tonghay wam chichi yumalitha ag inko tu. Tolpata bongwalia gando denara chocho, takunjostak miki grabber mogo. Kachicho ita haudonga. Tolpata bongwalia gando denago chocho. Tonghay wam chichi yumalitha ag inko tu. Tolpata bongwalia gando denara chocho.
Oh, interesting. How about it? Their technology would eventually be their undoing. Since the machines repaired themselves, it didn't matter that they destroyed them. The star maps repaired themselves, and thus, slowly, over time, eventually, people would be able to find this world and the Starforge, just as Revan did previously, and just as we did now. Eventually, if this continues, then only one map would be needed to find this Starforge. Let me ask you something else. How do I shut off the disruptor field around this planet? Well, how can I get to the upper levels then?
Kachicho ita haudonga. Rondi haudonga kuhonga bi. Wala kumbes. Cheng palamuli tong king ba nokongkek.
Let me ask you something else. Interesting that the computer's just going to give me access to it again, despite my different neurological patterns. I guess it just feels unworthy. I was worthy last time, I must be worthy this time too. Or I guess it just wants someone to access the Starforge? Tell me about the Starforge.
Tolpata bongwalia gando denago chocho. Tonghay wam chichi yumalitha ag inko tu. Tolpata bongwalia gando denara chocho. Takunjostak miki grabber mogo. Kachicho ita haudonga. Tolpata bongwalia gando denago chocho. Tonghay wam chichi yumalitha ag inko tu. Tolpata bongwalia gando denara chocho.
Oh, interesting. I mean, the Rakata did mention that their technology used the Force, but it sounds like this machine is actually, if it's not conscious, then it still needs the Force as energy and consumes everything. Or at least, does it consume actual people's life essence? What do you mean?
Takunjostak miki grabber mogo. Kachicho ita haudonga. Tolpata bongwalia gando denago chocho. Tonghay wam chichi yumalitha ag inko tu. Tolpata bongwalia gando denara chocho. Kachicho ita haudonga. Takunjostak miki grabber mogo. Kachicho ita haudonga. Tonghay wam chichi yumalitha ag inko tu. Tolpata bongwalia gando denara chocho. Kachicho ita haudonga.
Oh, it's kind of like the reverse of the Ghostbusters 2 slime. Instead of being powered, instead of New York being able to use the power of kindness to control the Statue of Liberty, this Starforge uses the power of hatred to fuel itself. There's probably a lot more of that around than kindness. How about that? Interesting. But this also means that it should be destroyed. If it corrupts the people who use it and feeds off their hatred, then then it itself, the tool itself, is flawed and needs to be destroyed. There's no way to wield. I think in the last episode I was talking briefly that I viewed the Starforge not as evil itself. It's a tool, and it's up to the person who wields it to determine its outcome, similar to the Triforce. But that's not the case, right? Not at all. This thing, it sounds like, from this computer at least, assuming this computer's not lying, it is indeed a evil or malicious entity. Let me ask you something else. Do I care about the history of the Infinite Empire? We've already learned a great deal about it. We'll ask one question about it, but then we'll probably be leaving if we can't. Yeah, let's just ask once.
Rondi haudonga kuhongabi, wala kumbes, cheng palamuli tong king ba nokongek. Tukning tachokun, nemolera best, tong haiwam chiki yumalitza ag inko tu. Tolpa da bongwalia gando de nada chocho, takunjostak miki grabel mogo. Kachicho ita haudonga. Tolpa de bongwalia gando de nago chocho.
The plague.
Tong haiwam chiki yumalitza ag inko tu. Tolpa da bongwalia gando de nada chocho, takunjostak miki grabel mogo. Kachicho ita haudonga. Kachicho ita haudonga. Yin kin kuno ba mulira chikun. Tong haiwam chiki yumalitza ag inko tu. Tolpa da bongwalia gando de nada chocho.
I'll be going now.
Uita na tanya yeta. Wata yamaka wama wokakne.
Okay. Interesting. The elders, I suppose, represent the priest class. Or caste, sorry. And the one must have been... his heritage is probably the warrior caste. So I'm not able to get past these mines to access that other door, and I don't know if I care about what's behind it. So we're just gonna leave it there. All right, so the upper level is now accessible to us. I don't remember seeing an elevator or anything of that sort lying around. Unless it's on the other side of this long hallway, but there was nothing down there earlier. Maybe it's... So I never tried this massive door. I see this says the West Guard Room in it. Guard post. I think that was the room where we overloaded the computer and destroyed the two raids and the Sith on the other side of it. Maybe they're guarding an elevator. Maybe there's another door hidden in there somewhere. So let's... Since it looks like that's the only place I didn't explore, we're going to double back there and check to see if that's where we are supposed to go. Alright, so what else is there to talk about, Tim? If you're going to walk, you might as well talk as well. Right, so... Gorgeous view here as well. And, you know, this makes sense, doesn't it? We crash landed on a beach. And there's all these islands everywhere. I didn't think that the back of this temple was sloped over a cliff overlooking the ocean. I got nothing to talk about. He's super awkward. Alright, well, we're here at the door anyway. It's right around the corner. So thankfully we won't have to do any significant amount of talking about random stuff because we are actually right here. Alright, so let's pray this is the right way to go so we don't have to sit in awkward silence, viewer. Oh.
What a Jedi can do.
Okay. It did indeed lead up to a new level. Alright, so let's see what's waiting for us here. I will check what's in the plasteel containers, but we don't really need anything. It's just gonna be more garbage. Oh, and it would seem as if we're going to be fighting Bastila up ahead.
And you need?
I need you to use improved, force immunity. Juhani, let's have you use master speed, and I will use improved energy resistance.
What is it?
I recognize her stance. That's absolutely Bastila.
Revan.
I knew you'd come for me. Malak thought you might be afraid to enter the temple again, but he doesn't know you like I do. Not anymore. Not since you've changed.
Quickly, Bastila, come with us. We have to escape before Malak arrives.
Escape? You don't understand. I have sworn allegiance to Lord Malak and the Sith. I am no longer a pawn of the Jedi Council.
A pawn of the Jedi Council? What are you talking about?
Surely you know what I mean, Revan. Look at what the Council did to you. They turned you into their puppet. The same thing they do to all who are truly strong in the Force. They speak of the dark side as if it is something to be feared, but in reality their only goal is to manipulate those who are strong in the Force. The fear of the dark side is a tool to maintain control. Why do you think the Jedi forbid you and Malak from joining the Mandalorian Wars? They knew you would realize your true potential and break free of their domination. Malak has shown me how the Jedi Council have been using me the same way they once tried to use you. They've been holding me back because they knew one day I would surpass them all.
Sounds like a lot of pride, Bastila. It's not too late, Bastila. So let's look at these answers together. I mean, I don't care if Bastila really wants to be part of the dark side, but I have a hunch, again, she's like thrown all in with it, so she's murder puppies and kill kids and stuff like that now, at the flip of a switch. I'm not going to insult her, she doesn't strike me as being weak. I guess we'll go answer number 1. No, I don't believe it. How could you betray us like this, Bastila?
I resisted it first. I endured the Sith torments with the passionless serenity of a true Jedi, emptying my mind. But after a week of endless tortures, I finally saw the truth. Malak forced me to acknowledge my anger and pain. He showed me the liberating power of these emotions. Then he made me see how the Jedi Council has denied me what is mine by right. The Jedi Council gladly used my battle meditation in their wars, but they still treated me like a child, like an inferior. They were jealous of my power, of what I could become. They wanted me to bow and call them master and follow their code and obey their every order. But all the while, they were exploiting my battle meditation for their own use.
I think one's probably the most accurate of the answers here. So she was pretty much indoctrinated into the Jedi Council's belief of what the Force and how it should be wielded or used. And now she's been indoctrinated with Lord Malak's belief of how it should be used. She's been tricked, but she's too prideful to realize this. Don't be lured by these Sith lies, Bastila.
Lies? You were the one living a lie, Revan. The Jedi Council made you into something you are not. They programmed you to be their slave. You used to be Revan, Master of the Sith, but no longer. You were simply a pawn of the Jedi Council in the Republic they serve, like I was. Until Malak freed me from their shackles. A pity the power you once had is so diluted in you. You could have been as strong as I am now. Stronger even, but that will never happen now. With the power of the Starforge, Malak will destroy the Republic and conquer the galaxy. And I will be the apprentice at his side, after I prove my worth by killing you.
Oh, Bastila. Alright, so looks like all of our resistances would have you ended. So I'm going to start by using a hyper-adrenal thing on myself. We'll use an improved energy resistance here. And a master speed. We'll use a force armor, and then you're going to use hyper-adrenaline strength, Johnny. We're going to buff ourselves up for this. Let's use a force immunity to help us. I will go ahead and use my shield.
Wes?
And then I'm just going to run up and attack her. Oh, and you're... Come on! Where's my force immunity?
Yes?
Jolie. Jolie! Thank you. So she's probably immune to things like status field. Let's see if Force Storm works.
I heard I bet.
I guess we'll do that a few times.
I heard I bet.
You were stronger than I would have thought possible after what the Jedi Council did to you. Seems that Malak was wrong. The power of the dark side is not lost to you after all, Revan.
Don't call me that. I'm not Revan anymore. I'm Jun Logic now.
You can deny what you are, Revan, but you're only fooling yourself. I know the truth. I've seen the shadows inside your mind, remember? I was there when you nearly died in the trap set by the Jedi Council. I used the Force to preserve your life, Revan. We are forever linked by my actions on that bridge.
I like your boots, Bachelor. Pretty cool looking boots. And then this is how I know you will come back to the light.
These are not your true feelings, Revan. You are speaking as a tool of the Jedi Council, as I once did. But now I see how the Jedi used us both. The Council tried to exploit the bond between us. They hoped I would draw out your memories to lead them to the Star Forge. We were slaves to their will, like all who follow the Jedi Code, but in our shared visions of the star maps, I also felt the so-called taint within you. I resisted it at first, but now I embrace the power of the dark side. Your dark side.
If I am so powerful, then why do you serve another master?
You deserve to be the true master of the Sith, not Malak. I see this now. Together we can destroy your old apprentice. Join with me and reclaim your lost identity.
I'm not even Revan anymore, Bachelor. I don't even remember those days.
Your mind was too badly damaged to ever fully restore your memories, Revan. But your power, your strength of will, the essence of who and what you are, these things still remain. Once, long ago, you defied the Jedi Council, freeing yourself from their control. You claimed your rightful title of Dark Lord of the Sith. Together we can defeat Malak and take back what is yours.
And just a few seconds ago, she was talking about destroying us and being Malak's servant. So she is lying and trying to manipulate us because she's a pawn of the dark side now. Turn away from this path, Bastila. This isn't really you. The dark side leads only to destruction.
Bastila, it is not too late for you to be saved. The teachings of the Jedi can lead you from the dark side back into the light and the true understanding of the Force.
You are beneath my contempt, Juhani. When you felt the power of the dark side, you fled to a cave like some cowering animal. You know nothing of the Force or its true potential. But you, Revan, the power of the dark side is yours to command. You can use it to destroy Malak. With my help, you could rule over the entire galaxy.
No. No, this is not what I want. Rather, this is not what Jun wants. He's not Revan any longer. Trying to bring back these memories aren't going to work. Revan doesn't have them anymore. Revan is dead. He no longer exists. He was killed on that bridge, and a new person was born when Bastila saved Revan's body from expiring. The Dark Lord Revan is dead. I don't even like saying I'm a servant of the light now, because I don't think that's actually accurate. But I think the first statement is...
You were a pathetic fool, Revan. Together we could have defeated Malak and ruled over an empire. But now, I will be at Lord Malak's side instead. You will be crushed with the Republic and all the fools who bow down to the Jedi Council. No one can stand against the power of the Starforge and the Sith fleet.
Dark side points gained, light side points gained. Interesting. What's our current status? We are moving greatly towards the light. I suppose I would view Bastila as now having been brainwashed by Malak, similar to how she believes. And how we were, I suppose, mind wiped by the... Well, we weren't, though, were we? Our mind was destroyed. It sounds like when Bastila saved us, we lost some part of us, and the Jedi weren't able to fully restore our mind, and they wouldn't want to have done that anyway. But I think Bastila's mind was probably broken by the torture that Malak was doing to her constantly. So, maybe she eventually gave in. Maybe she's fooled herself into believing what the dark side is now saying, just as she had fooled herself earlier to believing the light side totally. And listening to Juhani talk, I don't agree with Juhani either. I just view it as two people arguing about what their I don't want to get into this too much, but it's two people who believe entirely different things based on belief alone, talking about them to each other, and they're talking past each other. Neither one of them seem to be able to realize that you don't have to go all in on either side. Be like Jolie. Be like a gray Jedi or something of the sort, not a light or dark side one. Shut down planetary disruptor field. Shut down temple energy field. Okay. Before we go, do we want to give the Rakata the information about their species? We didn't promise them that information. But it would allow them to not take prisoners. And or risk themselves to... Well, then again, their technology is extremely powerful. They can handle themselves if it comes to taking prisoners or having to claim a few more warrior Rakata in order to figure out what happened to their sensitivity to the Force. But we're right here, so let's go ahead and head on out, and we'll give them that information that they were seeking. If nothing else, as a thank you, once again, for letting us into that temple. Having seen now Basila's being converted to the Force, I think Jun would absolutely want to go up there and defeat Malak. If nothing else, then to try to bring Basila back to the light side. It'd be weird, because she was... I mean, maybe she had to change her heart, and she actually does believe what she's saying now. But I think she would have come to that conclusion with us after adventuring with us for a while, not after being tortured endlessly by Malak. So, or possibly using different serums on her, similar to what we did with the one Mandalorian, trying to break her mind, which is what I suspect actually happened, and we're going the wrong way. Are the Rancors back? Interesting. I wonder what those pillars over there. I wonder if you might have been able to interact with them to gain access to the temple without having to fight the one or destroy the elders. Maybe there was a way to get inside that temple without joining one of these factions. Okay, well, we'll bring this information to... Who won this information again? Was it the elder or was it... I think it was the... Oh, it was the guy near the cages. Right, it wasn't even the teacher of their histories. So, well, let's bring this information. Actually, we should be running. Because we want to give chase. Because Malak will... Technically, Basila probably should have... Please don't be back. Okay, good, the Rancors aren't back. Basila should have fired on the Ebon Hawk, but was just sitting there on the beach and destroyed it before she took on off back to the Starforge. And or Malak should have been bombarding the surface of the planet and destroyed the temple. Well, no, right? Because the temple actually has that... Well, then again, the moment that the disruption field is down, I would have bombarded the surface of the planet to make sure Revan couldn't make it up here. Alright, console. So I think they were inside this room right here. Yep. I have found data on the genetic structure of your species. Thank you. It does lie elsewhere, but I hope they have learned from their past mistakes. They don't have to go all in on the light side, like they should be allowed to defend themselves or what have you, but maybe they can rejoin, well, the universe now again. And being able to... Well, What would stop them from being able just to construct and fly normal starships? Is the Force that intertwined with them that they cannot conceive of a way to do so without using the Force?
Your wish?
Alright, congratulations on your final level, Juhani. So, I guess it doesn't really matter what I put this in. She's using +3 strength gloves right now. We'll put another point in strength anyway. So let's do that. For skills, awareness and treat injury. For powers, actually no. Let's go back. So her strength +3 gloves are giving her another +2 to her strength total for her modifier. So we'll put this, I think, into dexterity instead. Maybe we'll find some implant we can give her to help her with her dex. And for powers, Juhani, you don't have any powers I'm interested in giving you. But we've got to give you one. So I guess we'll take status field. And Jolie, you've leveled up. We'll take a point in wisdom with you. For your skills, treat injury. You get one more power. As with Juhani, there's nothing I really want to give you. I guess we'll take force shield.
What?
Okay, and let's... We can't fast travel. Okay, so we would be running back, absolutely. Come on, guys, let's go. We gotta get up there. Actually, when we arrive on Ebon Hawk, I'm going to take a small break, everyone, because I don't know how long I've been playing for. So I need to double-check that really quick. I really don't want to record 2-hour-long videos. I think it's already probably too much for most of you viewers watching an hour-long episode each time. To this day, I never know what people want when it comes to watching Let's Plays on YouTube anymore. I personally like hour-long videos. I think that's a great amount of time, especially because there's no commercials in them. It's a great amount of time to have to listen to someone talk. You can eat dinner, maybe then play something else where you listen to the person continue to play the game, or watch them for an hour and then go and do something else instead. I feel like 30 minutes is too short, and anything longer than an hour, at that point you're watching a stream, or a VOD, I think is what they're called. And so, well, that takes quite a commitment to watch the entire thing in one go. I don't think I have anyone who wants to watch me record like a 4-hour video. But back to 2-hour videos, yeah, so I've been aiming to keep my videos 1 hour, and then either slightly, well, around an hour total, slightly over, slightly under. Loop Hero, I think, was the first time I recorded a 4.5-hour long video. Oh, we're back! Hey, guys!
You're back. But where's Bastila? Is she alive? What happened inside that temple?
Karth, why would you assume Bastila was even at the temple? Bastila should be... Of all the places for her to be, the temple would have been like the last spot for her to be. Bastila has fallen to the dark side. She fled to the Starforge.
The dark side? Bastila? No! No! How could that happen?
She was always in danger of being seduced by the dark side, Karth. Bastila was strong, but she was always impatient and headstrong. Malak preyed upon her weakness. This planet is a tainted place. The Starforge and the Temple have twisted the Force into an instrument of evil, just as Malak has twisted Bastila into a servant of the Sith.
I don't think the Temple was evil, was it? The Starforge might be, but not the Temple. So I don't agree with this last answer. I don't know if I agree with 3 or not. She is rather easily duped. So this could be accurate, but she also had to withstand who knows how many torments before she finally, her mind broke and she gave in. I can't help but feel this is partly, well, let's not blame ourselves for this either. Maybe the fact that we are still existence might be able to save her, since we do seem linked together. Can she still be saved? She can, can't she?
Malak has a strong hold on Bastila now. It will be difficult for her to break free of his influence, especially considering her long association with you. Remember the bond that was forged between you when she rekindled the spark that was your life. Through that bond, she touched your memories, and also the echo of the dark taint within you.
But there's still hope for her, right? I mean, Revan rejected the dark side, so Bastila could too, right? We still might be able to save her.
I didn't really reject the dark side, first off, Karth. I merely don't remember anything about my previous life. I've not made purely good decisions in the past several months that we've been adventuring together. I wouldn't accept the dark side or the light side in their totalities. If Bastila can be broken in about a week, 2 weeks worth of time, we can get her back on our side. We just have to have a deprogramming session with her. We can try, and we will.
I don't know what fate awaits us, but I sense Bastila still has a role to play in the events to come. I have no doubt she will be waiting for us on the Star Forge.
No doubt. But let's go then before she has time to organize a bigger welcoming committee.
Everyone, I'll be right back. Alright everyone, hello! It's actually been 2 days since I began recording this part. All the cutscenes that have happened so far are now set, and I think we're off to the Star Forge. And we're probably going to call the session once we land on it, assuming there's nothing else for us to talk to with our companions. But before we get going there, I can't imagine the Star Forge itself is going to take longer than 1 episode. Even if it does take longer, I'm probably going to fit it all in one more recording. So the next episode will be the last one for this. I can't imagine it's going to be longer than an hour. Hour and a half, absolute tops, I would think. So let's go ahead and head there. Alright, let's go.
The Republic fleet must have gotten the message I sent as we were crashing into that planet. I'm picking up a transmission from them now.
This is Admiral Fawn Dodonna to the Ebon Hawk. Do you read us?
Admiral Dodonna, this is Karth Onasi. We're receiving your transmission.
Karth, I'm glad to see you're still alive. We've begun our assault on the Star Forge, but we're taking heavy losses. How did the Sith ever manage to build something of this scope?
The Star Forge wasn't constructed by the Sith, Admiral. We don't have time for me to fully explain it, but that space station is far older than you can imagine.
Maybe we should pull the fleet back and retreat. I don't know if we have the firepower to go up against this alien technology.
You can't do that, Admiral. The Star Forge is a factory of immense power. It's been churning out the capital ships, snub fighters, and assault droids that have powered the Sith war effort. You have to destroy the Star Forge now, or you'll be fighting an unending wave of reinforcements.
Then I guess we have no choice. But it isn't going to be easy. I can't even get our capital ships into position to start bombarding the Star Forge. The Sith fleet is too well organized. It's like they can guess our every move and counter our every strategy.
It's because of Bastila, Admiral. She turned to the dark side and became Malak's apprentice. We suspect she's somewhere on that space station right now, using her battle meditation against you and your fleet.
This is Master Vandor. A number of Jedi Knights have joined our fleet under his command.
If Bastila is using her power to augment the Sith, then Malak's fleet is invincible. Our only hope is to somehow stop Bastila from using her battle meditation.
How can we do that if she's on the space station?
I will send a squadron of Jedi Knights to the Star Forge to find Bastila. Their small ships will be able to fly through the Sith blockade and dock on the space station. If they can find Bastila, they may be able to distract her attention from the battle overhead. That should allow you to move your capital ships into position for a final assault on the Starforge itself.
I hate to ask this after all you've done, Karth, but the Jedi may need all the help they can get.
Don't worry, Admiral. The Ebonhawk and her crew are gonna see this through to the end.
And may the Force be with you.
Alright everyone, let's talk to our crew really quick and see if they have anything new to say. We'll probably get an idea if they do within 1 or 2 characters. And if they do, we'll talk to all of them. If not, then we'll stop here, and then we're out into the Starforge and probably destroying Malak in the next episode.
Yes, what's on your mind? You got it.
Actually, let's ask about that. Do you know anything about this place, Karth?
I don't really know much about this place. Sorry.
It's okay. It's the Starforge. I wouldn't expect you to have a knowledge about it. Okay, so my guess is that no one here has anything new to say. So, I'm all set. We have all the equipment I could possibly need already. All my companions are fully decked out. We have tons of grenades. Plethora of health kits. We're in no danger of running out of anything. I can't imagine we're going to fail this task before us. So, we'll get it done in the next episode. Thank you all for watching, and we'll wrap this up then. Take care.